Hello everybody, welcome back to episode number 6, Link to the Past. When you last saw me, I was waiting on the mountaintop after trying and failing to figure out a way, to the central hub, and I forgot, oh yeah, just go back to the castle. That's what we're gonna do. So while we're here, we're gonna grab this piece of heart, and after that, kind of just decide what we're gonna do next. I feel like doing the Swamp Palace is probably best. That'll get us the hook shot. That's pretty cool. Hook shots are always nice to have. And then with the hook shot, we can do some of the Ice Temple. Some of the Ice Temple will get us the blue mail, so that we get our defense upgraded. We're one heart piece away from a new heart container, which is nice. And on the way to the swamp, I think we can grab some bottles. Or at least one. At least one bottle. You're gonna jump in here. Gonna stand right here. Almost as if it was designed for us. Then swim under the bridge and meet our good friend. Man, he seems like he's living a pretty charmed life. I wouldn't mind living under a bridge. Nice fire. Yo, Queege, seem to be in a heap of trouble. Hey, man. Thanks for giving me what you can. I really appreciate it, I don't know, I've always loved camping. Camping's pretty sweet. I mean, I don't know, some people don't like the outside. I don't even mind the weather. It can be raining, it can be cold. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. There's something nice, about, having nothing to do. Nothing really to think about. Just, whatever you're doing when you're camping, right? If you're planning it out right, everything you do when you camp has a tangible effect on your well-being, right? Setting up your tent gives you a a nice place to sleep. Setting it up nicely gives you just some comfort, cooking food, building a fire is for warmth and cooking and I don't know, everything that you've got, everything that you do is just is really just you can see a tangible benefit to it, and I think that's it's nice. It's psychologically healthy to be able to see the fruits of your labor. Do we have the bomb yet? I don't think we can get this 4th sword upgrade now. They wouldn't give it to us yet, right? Yeah. We need a couple more crystals for that. In the meantime, though, now that we have our 3rd bottle, we might as well fill it up with fairies, I think there is our fairies fountain right over here. Ouch. Right over here in the light world, so that's where we're gonna go. Unless... is it in here too? Huh. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Catching a fairy. Catching a fairy. Catching a fairy. Yeah, because we burned through all of our fairies getting the Cane of Burnia last round. So, I like how these trees watch you, man. It's just, I don't know. The perfect amount of creepy. So we got the bottle, and now we're going to head down to the swamp. I mean, I suppose we get, let's get the 4th bottle. Let's just get the 4th bottle. It's easy enough. We should have gotten it actually when we, tempered our sword, but I was so excited that I didn't do that. I was just looking for the sword to be tempered. I wasn't thinking about, this is a fun game. I like this game. We're gonna do a quick pit stop. I don't know. This is, I think, one of my favorite shooting gallery games. Just because it's, so simple, and you can actually win some tangible rupees. I don't know. Seems nice. Alright, 4, and it doubles each time. So let's see if we can go for the 8. Feeling good. Feeling good. Oh, just missed it. Now we're back to 4. Oh, well. There we go. It's fun. I like doing it. Might spend some more time trying to get a perfect score. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. Can we not get up there this way? I don't think we can, right? Huh. No, perhaps we can. Yeah, she's just the shovel proprietor saying, dig up what you want and you can keep what you get. So we'll go up this way. Get the chest. And then we'll do the bubble swamp. I call it the bubble swamp dungeon because the boss kind of looks like he's got a bunch of bubbles. Here's a thought that just popped into my head. Does anybody remember the comic book, like the graphic novel, like the Nintendo Power put out for this game? You know, it loosely followed the events of Link to the Past. But I don't know. I remember reading. It had a real downer of an ending. But it was just, I don't know. I remember I would read that all the time in first grade, like over and over and over again. I just loved reading that. I thought it was like the coolest thing that Link could be in a story, and not just a, you know, not just a video game. Like actually giving him a voice, seeing what he acted like, seeing what he talked to, and there were some cool characters in that book too. You know, there was that dude who turned into a hawk or whatever. Some of the Zoras had you know, even the enemies had like some more characterization. Thought that was cool. I don't think I can Pegasus Boots with this behind me. Otherwise, that's what I'd be doing. Oh, I can get the medallion up there. Actually, yeah, that might actually be the best path, right? Yeah, let's get the medallion. No, it's still a ways away. That's still a ways away. We're not going to worry about that just yet. I still don't know what is up with this lack of cape. Maybe it's in the dark world. Maybe that was my problem. Maybe I just assumed it was in the light world. Like, is it in here? Like, is this where it is? Is it? I mean, I don't know. No. Okay. Did I screw that up? Yeah, I guess I can Pegasus with it. Nice. Anyways, we're heading down. Gonna get the 4th bottle. Almost there. I don't think I can swim with this though, can I? No. We'll go down the other way. Actually, wait, what am I talking about? We can just switch worlds. We gotta switch worlds eventually. Might as well just do it now. That's the thing about these worlds, you know? You don't need to, you know, worry about the bridge being broken if you can just switch worlds. You're going to the light world anyways. So that's what we'll do. Heading on down. And then we'll use the castle to warp back. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Man, I gotta learn to plan these routes better. I feel like I have an impulsive streak in me a lot of the time. So you know, sometimes I just see something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do it. It's gonna be great. And sometimes it works awesome, and like, you know, things are really flowing like they should, and you feel like you're really on top of things. And sometimes, you know, you go the impulsive route, and you just get into a huge mess. Like today, for example, I ride to work. I'm pretty close to my place of work, so I drive there on an electric scooter, like, you know, like a scooter, not like a moped, like, you know, one of those electric scooters that like got banned all over the cities because people were using them too much. I don't know, and one of my coworkers wanted to see me do something with it. Like they knew I rode on it, but they didn't know what was happening, or like how it worked or anything like that. So I at work I busted out the scooter because we have a long hallway. So I thought to myself, well, you know, let me show you how it is. So I go full tilt down our hallway, and as I'm getting close to the door, and I have to hit the brakes. So I hit the brakes. And I skid a little bit, and like, you know, I didn't crash or anything, and it went fine. But then like I made like an 8-foot black skid mark, you know, dark as anything, down the hallway of work now, so it looks like somebody, you know, rode a bike or hit the brakes on something. I don't know. I was super embarrassed. I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But I wanted to be kind of fun and impulsive and ride the scooter down the hallway. I don't know. I make mistakes like that all the time. Like, ones that, like, had I been thinking just a little bit, I would have been fine. You know, I would have been able to stop myself. But, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a neurological like brain, like maybe I'm just wired a little bit more impulsively than other people. Lose focus more. I don't know. But it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Where were we? All right, let's get our heart container. Look at that, new heart container. Feeling good. And now where do we go from here? I suppose we can save this fish. That's what I like to do. Just having some fun there. I don't need the reward. We're good. I think there's not a... Is there a... Yeah, there might be... There's a warp here, too. Let's just do that. We'll warp the swamp. See, this is what I'm talking about. Completely forgot about this warp existed. Except for right now. And then I'm like, let's just do it. And then we can do the dungeon. Because I was thinking like, oh, well, how do I have enough time to start and finish the dungeon all at once? This is kind of a complicated dungeon with a lot of moving parts. I don't want to mess things up. Anyways. But here we are. We've got things filled up. Oh, no, we don't. We gotta fill it up. That's the other thing. The changes to this dungeon don't, they're not permanent. So we'll drain the water again, head back to the Dark World, and jump in. Get the hook shot, and then we'll be on our way. Then we can really just pretty much go anywhere we want. Dungeon-wise. I mean, we gotta get a couple more of the medallions, which I guess we could also do. But, I don't know. I feel like we haven't done a dungeon yet, so we should do at least one, right? We should do at least one dungeon a game, you know, a session. Alright, so now that's all drained up. We got what we need. And we're doing the second dungeon. Third. Yeah, those guys hit hard too. Thank you. I don't know, something about the water temples in Zelda. They always trick me. Like the maps are always kind of hard to keep in your head. I really like the you know, the water dungeons. I think it's a cool aesthetic. I think it's cool. Like they have the most cool puzzles. Like their puzzles are always the most interesting. So I do like that, but I don't know. I do need the map for these dungeons. I like to check it out. Haven't gotten it totally memorized. Yeah. It's actually a bit of a, you know, point of insecurity for me, I suppose. Like, making these videos even. It's like, I know that so many people know so much more about these games than I do. I mean, I'm pretty much just going, like, as a kid. Like, I'm coming with, like, a kid's knowledge. Or maybe, like, a teenager's knowledge. Like, I didn't really, I'm no good at speedrunning these things, obviously. Like, I'm not the best fighter. You know, I still get hit by those jellyfish. You know, so it's like, do people really care to watch me play? The answer is probably no. You know, but I don't know. Like I said, this isn't really, I'm not doing this for, like, to try to, you know, get famous or, you know, notoriety or anything like that. I'm really just looking for something to do. Like, I don't know. I play a lot of video games, or you know, I took a long break from playing any games at all, which is, I think, why I returned to these old ones. But it's like, I don't know. Playing by yourself is kind of lonely, but playing to theoretical strangers, that's kind of a good time, you know? Maybe you know, maybe you can make some entertainment out of it. Like maybe somebody will enjoy the conversations or watching somebody play. Or hell, even if they just like to fall asleep to this, you know? Though, again, I don't think my voice is the best for, like, bedtime stories and that sort of thing. It remains to be seen. This is a tricky room. This is just chock full of just bad news. Yeah, I'm gonna get demolished here if I don't clean my act up. Yeah, those fish, man. They'll get you every time. Oh, boy. Yeah. Shoot. Walked right into that one. But this is what I'm talking about, you know? Like, I'm not the best at these games. But I suppose, I mean, I hope people enjoy what I have, what I put out, you know? Like, I hope it's palatable to some folks. You know, regardless of, you know, when or why they watch, or how they found it even, you know? Grab ourselves another key. Alright, push you... Oh, we can't push... Oh, it's one of those one-way exits. Nah, well, we got a key. We're fine. And that's the other thing, like, as far as, like, impulsiveness is concerned, like, I know that I'm impulsive. Or I can be impulsive. You know, the other thing that I am is, like, I'm both impulsive and stubborn, if that makes sense. You know, it's a weird combination, I'm sure. Like, you know, I can decide to do something, but then, like, I'll have these really arbitrary constraints I'll put on myself. Like, for example, like, 30-minute videos. Like, why do I want to make a 30-minute video every time? You know, there's really no point to do that. And yet, if I don't make a 30-minute video, like if I shorten it or, you know, go over it by a long way, I feel like I've somehow done a disservice or done something wrong, you know? I don't know. I try not to be rigid or stubborn, you know? But, again, it kind of comes down to that, like, you know, I think some people are hardwired to do things a certain way, and I'm hardwired to, like, carry out plans as they happen, you know? Like, if I make a plan, that's what I'm gonna do, and it's hard for me to change what my goals based on, like, new information that I get, you know? I don't know, maybe other people are like that. This one's the one you push. See, I knew there was one of them. But I don't know, like, I suppose everybody's got quirks. Everybody can be quirky. Alright, have you been here before? I think this is the first room again, isn't it? Yeah. Is there a key in here? No key. Alright. Glad we got that shield upgrade though, am I right? Alright, which one do we want to go to first? I think that this is the big key. I think the big key's on this side. Oh! Ah, brutal. Totally wrong. Though that does remind me, I should change the, I should change which things are up and which things are down if I go through that other one. Because I saw some red. I saw it. And if I saw those red tiles, that means that if I drop down that hole, this is going to need to be up. Of course, doing that means I gotta go the long way back. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go back this way. I don't know. Quirks, man. It's one of those things, like, it gives people, it gives life its variety, and it sort of makes things interesting. But I don't know. I know a lot of quirky folks who are just not very happy, you know. Myself included. Sometimes, you know, like, isn't it the case sometimes that the things that, like, we like about ourselves are also the things that get us into the most trouble? I don't know. Maybe that's just me being kind of pedantic, but that's kind of how I see it. Like, it's like that saying. You ever hear that saying too? Like, the reason that you fall in love with somebody is also the reason that you're going to divorce them. Like, that same trait becomes too much of a good thing. And then it's like, what are you going to do? You know, it's like, that. It becomes like, oh, I don't want to be with this person. Because, like, oh, say they're carefree. Or, like, there's the big key. Nice. Say they're really carefree and spontaneous, right? Like, initially, and you're, like, a kind of person stuck in a shell. It's like, oh, this person will get me out of my shell. I feel really good and everything. And then maybe when you settle down or marry this person, like, you fall in love with them because they're spontaneous, but then you get really upset because, you know, that spontaneity feels a lot like irresponsibility when you want to raise a family, you know? Double-edged swords and everything in life. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just something like, maybe you just gotta learn to live with it, you know? Like, the acceptance is the most important thing, not necessarily like the conquering of the quirks. It's just learning how to be yourself, you know? Learning how to accept and work with your quirks, you know? Work with who you are. Oh, I've lost a key? Dang. Gotta get myself a key. We're short a key, boys and girls. There we go. Shame I can't get back over there. I'm gonna get... Nice. The fish missed me. Alright, so we're moving right along. We don't want to actually, you know, we don't want to get rid of those skulls because that's how we do things. Now this is the part of the dungeon that I get confused by. Because I know there's that waterfall part. You know, and like, you gotta walk through the waterfall. And, you know, for the longest time, I completely forgot that that was a thing that happened. Alright, so now we've raised the water level, now we're gonna drain the water level. We'll figure this out. Like I said, to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, sometimes I'll practice dungeons. Like, I was really nervous about recording the first one. I don't know why I'm nervous, like, posting something online. It's not even that big of a, you know, it's not even that big of a deal, but, like, I still worry about, like, I don't know, people's opinions of me, even strangers. So I practiced the first dungeon, and I haven't practiced anything since. I'm going purely on memory, because I'm like, oh, well, you didn't mess up that badly when you practiced the first dungeon. You can probably remember everything else. I have no idea whether or not that's true. Like, here I am pulling tongues on statues, thinking that I can do it. Or thinking that something will happen when it might not. Oh, wait a second. What is this? What is this crap? Alright, I've missed something. Something I've officially missed. So we gotta go down and over, it sounds like. We gotta go this way. Oh, okay, yeah. It opens both doors, that's what it is. Yep. I always forget that part. But see, even me saying, like, oh, I always forget that part, right? Like, it's me trying to defend myself against criticism. You know, which I don't think is warranted. It's like, you know, oh, hey, I'm kind of doing the dungeon. I'm figuring it out as the dungeon wants to be figured out, you know? It's not like I'm wasting too much time. Push that. I think there might be a heart in this. Yeah. But even so, like, why do I feel good about being able to predict that there's a heart in that skull pot, you know? Alright, this is always where I got confused, because I know we're not supposed to go this way. The way I'm going is not the right way. I'm just trying to remember. Right. Yeah, so we've been to both places, then we go up. Yeah. I'd get lost and confused in there. Right, and then here is the tricky part, because we're here, and we want to go in one of these things. It's not like the others. There we go. Glad that happened. Enjoying it. And then we go through this door to get some sweet, sweet resources. And then this should be your hint. Like, oh, what's that? I should go through one of the waterfalls. You know, because it's like, if you look at your map, you're like, alright, I've been through that place. It says I've been there. How do I get there? Where's the door? I think it's right here. One of these ones. There it is. But no, I guess that's kind of cool design, right? Like, showing you, if you know how the map works, knowing that, oh, this is all one tile, essentially. So I've already been in here, which means there has to be another way through that room to get there. Where might it be? Oh, look at that, it's the waterfalls. Might as well go through and see what happens. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. I think there's a key this way, right? Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's something, like I said, I have no idea how I remember these things. Like, where in the unconscious do these things lie? Like, I just, you know, I'm talking and I'm doing things, and it's also at the same time, it's like, I don't know, sort of muscle memory plays the game. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Now, there are hearts. Are there hearts? I don't want bombs. I want hearts. Give me some hearts. I'm all totally stocked up. There we go. And we are technically 2 heart pieces ahead of where we should be because we've gotten 8 heart containers so far. Alright. Almost full hearts. I think we'll be okay. Here's the boss. And we'll need the hook shot. Oh, right, because we got the, this is actually super easy now because we got the tempered sword. These guys can only, these take 1 hit and they're dead. Used to be 2 with just the master sword, but when we sequence break, we can just do stuff like this and have a good time. Alright. This is a fun, I think this is a cool mechanic. I don't know, I just like hookshot and things. It's a fun, like, even when in, like, N64, the Ocarina of Time, it was fun to, like, it was really fun to, you know, hookshot onto Ganondorf when you beat him. Or when you wanted to wail on him with Master Sword. Look at that, just 2 hits with the Tempered Sword. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do, that's how you play Link to the Past. And I mean, I think it may be designed that way too, you know? Like, Zelda has always kind of been about finding things and finding cool ways to do things. Like, you know, they kind of exemplified that or tried to do that the most in Breath of the Wild. But even in these old games, like, the spirit of exploration is there. I think that, you know, the ability to sequence break is part of the philosophy. It's like, oh, you're meant to play it this way. You're meant to explore and break the game and see what you can do and, you know, find your adventure in the adventure, you know? I don't know, I just think it's cool. And it's like, you know, even the more, like, even this is, like, people, like, say, like, oh, this is a more linear Zelda. And it's like, well, it can be, if you want it to be. Like, you can play it in a certain way. But you can also play it in your own way, you know? You can see how getting the Tempered Sword early, you know, affects later bosses, and you know, I remember, like, a lot of people say, oh, this game's super hard. And it's like, it is, or it can be, or it can be super easy if you know what you're doing, and, like, you know, figure out those upgrades and stuff, like the Titansmith. And the hookshot even, like, both of these items are great items, and they affect you, and they help make the game easier far outside the dungeon itself, you know? So I think what we're gonna do is we have a couple of options here. We have a couple of options for next time. We could do a partial dungeon in the ice dungeon, like we do part of it, just to get the blue mail to make our lives even easier. Or we could do the swamp without the blue mail and get the cane of Samaria, and then go from there. I don't know what to do. That's something to think about. We need another pendant regardless. We need Bombos regardless, so we're gonna have to get that pendant. Which, by the way, as if I planned it, so, I mean, with this, we could even, I don't know. We need the other one, too. We need the Quake to get into the other dungeon. But we need this one we need some sort of fire item to use to do in the ice one, because you don't have the fire rod yet. And I don't think we need the fire rod. The fire rod, to be honest, it's a bit of a waste. It's not my favorite item in this game. So I think what we'll do, we'll end this is what we'll do. We'll end it by just zipping up, getting that third medallion. We'll do the one in the, we'll just say, yeah. I don't really like the ice dungeon. It's just, I don't like that slip and slide stuff. But I mean, it is nice to do. We can do it. I mean, they got some brutal enemies in there. Yeah, so we'll do the swamp without the blue mail. We'll just do it. And then from there, we will do the ice dungeon and get the blue mail. I mean, it's not the best. I mean, we could sequence break it, and we could do things continuing out of order. But I mean, I don't know. What's the swamp? The swamp is 6, and then we're gonna do 5. So we're actually making it kind of hard for ourselves. We're gonna make it easier. We're gonna make it harder. So if they expect you to have the blue mail through the swamp dungeon, so it might be a little bit more of a challenge. Well, that's fun, right? Anyways. Now we have the hook shot, we can do fun things. But I don't know, like, at this part in the game even, like, you know, what I like about the exploration and stuff is, like, this is really the only part of the game where you can explore, because shortly after this, you're pretty much, we're almost done with like, all the major findings. I mean, we still got lots of pieces of heart to get, which we're gonna do. I'm just gonna, you know, we're gonna get the piece of heart, you know, or I'm gonna do a whole episode just getting pieces of heart, I think. Man. None of these are the gossip shop. I just completely forget where the gossip shop is, you know? I forget what that item is. Like, you have an item to buy in the gossip shop. I don't know. Not super important, I don't think. But you know what is important? What's the sign say? The Lake of Ill Omen. Spooky. Get through these guys. I like these guys. I think they're kind of cute. You know, those little fuzzballs. They're cuter than the Octoroks, I'll tell you that much. Alright, so here we are. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to grab this. We're going to disturb this beast's slumber. Get the third medallion. And look at that. My arbitrary 30-minute cutoff is right where I wanted it to be. Perfect. It's like I planned it. Sorry to disturb your peaceful nap, buddy. Alright, cool. So I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to zip on over to a little bit closer to the swamp dungeon first. And then we'll just go for it. We'll just do it. Let's just do it. Although I suppose this isn't... I mean, I could just cut this. I haven't been making any cuts. And then it's like, oh, well, you know, this is the stubbornness comes out. It's like, well, you haven't made any cuts in your previous videos. You shouldn't make cuts in this video either. And it's like, why? What's the actual benefit to not making any cuts in your video? Like, do people really need to see the boring parts of this game? The answer is no, they don't. But I don't know. Anyways, let's just do it. We'll just warp over there. Use the bird. And then we'll call it a day. Bird is in the 6th spot. Warp over here. And, oh, this is such a nice ambient place. Look at this. This is just like, it really feels like a swamp, you know? Such cool pixel art. I just love this. It's really, I don't know, like, of the art styles in Zelda, like, I love Wind Waker. Wind Waker's great. This is great. Even Zelda 2 is kind of fun, you know? Anyways, here we are. Let's open this bad boy. And off we go. No, I suppose it was the other one that opens it. Got Bombos and those other 2 medallions. Didn't need them yet. Anyways, but here we are, about to do the 6th dungeon. Have some fun, get the cane, use the cane to help ourselves in the ice dungeon, which comes later. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.